Hi everyone, it's Jenny here from Angel Handmade Papercraft. Today I am working with Kraftin Kimmie stamps and I am using your Nifty. This is a clear stamp. I'm going to stamp it onto Express It blending cardstock using my MISTI stamping tool, just making sure it's all nice and straight. Using Memento Tuxedo Black, that's my go-to for Copic markers. Just cleaning off a bit of fluff there that I had stuck on my stamp, and I'm going to be colouring with Copic markers. So I'm starting by just adding a quick layer of the lightest colour, the E000. Very, very rough, doesn't need to be perfect. And then I'm going in with my darkest marker, which is the E04, adding in all of the shadows, and then I'll work my way down back to the lightest colour. So I'm now going in with the E11 marker, pulling out all of that E04 into the faces and the rest of the sections there, down to the E21, same thing, just pulling it out as I'm going, and then I will go down to the E00, and now down to my E000. So back to the E000, pulling all that out and blending it all in together, just fixing up a couple of spots there that I missed, and a little bit of R20 for the cheeks, blending that back out with the E00 and E000. So that's the skin done. I'm now going on to my clothing. So I'm using some blue markers. I'm using B32, B34 and B37. Just zooming in for you now. Sorry, I should have done that at the skin, but that's all right. Better late than never. So I'm going in with the darkest blue color, adding in all of the shadows first. I did go in first with the lightest color, I should say. All right, so just working my way through. Actually, that's not the blues that I used on this section. I'm using the Bs, B91, 93, 95, 97 and 99. I used the other Bs on something else on the image. Okay, now going in, I'm giving her some white socks. So I'm just using C1, C3 and the Zero Colorless Blender. Going in now with her bow, I'm using R81, R83, R85 and R89. Working my way through, pulling all that colour out, and then I'm going to give her a nice purple cardigan. So I am using V20, V22 and V25. And adding some grey shirt underneath, so I'm using C1, C3, C5 and the 0. Now I'm going back in with those R markers and giving her a nice pink skirt to go with her pink bow. Because it was such a small area, I didn't want to oversaturate it, so I did skip adding the lightest colour in. Giving her some nice black shoes using C1, C3, C5. Now I'm working on the furniture. I'm using the T markers. I'm using T3, T5 and T8 for those chairs. Blending it all out. Just now working on the table. So same thing, I'm using the same colours, just working my way through. Slowly pulling all the colour out using each of those markers. Now going on to the second chair. And pulling all that colour back out again. And now I'm going to give him a blue shirt. So this is where I went in with those other blues. That was the B32, 34 and 37. I didn't want it to clash too much with his pants, so I used a completely different blend. So just adding in all those dark areas where the creases and things would be, and then slowly pulling that out from colour to colour. Alright, so I'm using some browns on his shoes. So I used the, what did I use? 51, E51, 53 and 55. Colouring in the ice cream there. I'm adding some shadow in it using my W1 and W4 marker and just the 0 blender. And now I'm going on to the hair. So I'm using E40, E44, E47 and a little T3. Just working my way through and then blending all of that out. Now I'm working on her hair. I'm using E13, E23 and E25. So carefully just working my way through, flicking all of that colour out. Alright, so that's the Copic colouring done, and now I'm going to start putting the card together. So it's just a quick card. I'm using some Bella papers from the wedding collection, and the sentiment is from... I didn't write it down. That's okay. It was a honeybee stamps set. It was one of my new sets. I didn't write it down on my list. So I'm just adding in some layers there, some black and some whites from American Crafts, using my Scotch ATG gun to adhere everything down, and doing the same on the image. And also putting some adhesive onto my sentiment, stamping that down. I cut some numbers using some My Favorite Things dies, and I ran those through my sticker machine, my Xyron sticker maker, just so that I didn't have to try and get adhesive on them. I didn't want the adhesive to go everywhere, just having a play with where I'm going to put them. And then I'll adhere them down and push them down a little bit harder. So now I've grabbed a Twiddly Bits card base, and I'm adhering all of those layers down using the Scotch ATG. And that is my card done. Thanks for sticking with me, guys, and I'll see you all soon. Bye.